now we're going to get into some top fives, Leroy. Could you name your top five wrestlers of all time?
Ooh, that's so tough. I'm not gonna say in order. Order would be too difficult. So I'm gonna throw out five, and we're gonna go with them. So I would say Rey Mysterio's got to be up there. I think he's like one of my first favorites. Just super inspirational to me. I would throw in Jeff Hardy. I always wanted to be like Jeff Hardy. I was jumping off of random stuff in my house, and I broke millions of socks and colored them to try to get the armbands and stuff. Yeah. Another one, a little bit later in my career would be like Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson. Like once I started watching the Independents, he was somebody who really spoke to me. Yeah, another person who I became a huge fan of later, El Generico. Yeah, I feel like I almost have to say with the same person, but Sami Zayn. I don't know I don't know I don't know if that counts as two. They're two different
guys.
El
Generico is in Mexico helping children.
I know he's retired. I know he's retired. I'm hoping that he comes out of retirement one day. He's helping the orphans in Mexico, but one of my favorites. Again, Sami Zayn, another one. When he made it to WWE and stuff like that, a big fan of his work. He's Zeusy.
Yeah.
And I think the last one will probably have to be Kevin Owens. They're just
okay.
Yeah, like those guys. Particularly Kevin Steen on the Indies and El Generico. When I first started watching, those were the guys who when I jumped in, those were the guys who were like the top of the scene, and they just kind of very much, they just really got me enamored of wrestling because I was like, wow, these guys, they take it from CZW to Ring of Honor to PWG, like it's always on site, no matter what company they're in. Kevin Steen, El Generico, they lock eyes like they're Pokemon, and they're just like they just start brawling, and I love that. It's just awesome to me. And
yeah. I first saw them two on ROH, and they were a good tag team. Then all of a sudden, Kevin Steen, or why do you have to do it?
Yeah, of course, awful human.
Those are some good picks. I like those picks.
Thank you.
Okay, and what are your top five wrestlers you hope to work with one day?
Oh man, that's tough. Can I work the people I just named? It's so I think there's some dream matches for sure. Some dream ones that I think would be really, really cool. I think one of the main ones off the top of my head would be Orange Cassidy. I think I've said that many, many times to many people in many locker rooms. And I think that would be something that would either be, I think it would be one of the more interesting wrestling matchups you'd probably see. I'm sure there would be so much wrestling happening in that match.
So much.
Technical masterpiece for sure. But no, he's amazing. Everything he does, he's created a lane and a space for I'd be lying if I didn't say he created a lane and space for guys like me to even exist, for guys like my style to really translate to the masses and stuff like that. And I think he's awesome. So that would be one. Another person who I'd really, really want to work a little higher up the chain, I guess you could say, but Kenny Omega, he to me is probably pound for pound one of the best wrestlers, if not the best wrestler on the face of the earth. And I think you'd be lying to yourself if you're a wrestler and you say you don't want to challenge yourself by trying to wrestle a guy like that. Some more people. I really want to wrestle Xavier Woods, man. He's the homie. He follows me on Twitter, but I just feel like he's just there for me, man. I just really want to wrestle that dude. And then this one might be harder because I know he's in the back end of his career, but Rey Mysterio, he's one of my heroes. I loved him as a kid. I thought he was a real life superhero. Still think he's pretty awesome. Really want to wrestle a guy like that. I think that's 4. Am I at 4 now?
You're at 4.
Okay, and then I think last one. This one's a new one that's kind of been sticking to the back of my craw a little bit, just because I think it'd be such a great dynamic. I would say Pete Dunne, Butch.
Pete Dunne, okay, yeah.
He's such a good technical wrestler.
But if you wrestle him, your fingers are going to be so.
I know, but that's the challenge. You see, I'm a pro gamer, man. These fingers are as strong as they get.
Okay,
my fingers are as durable as it gets, man. I've been smashing joysticks and rolling joysticks for forever, man. These fingers, these palms, everything is strong as it can be. So I don't know. I want to see him try to break these digits, man. And can you imagine me trying to get Butch to play video games with me? That crazy psychopath running around.
Yeah, I don't believe it will happen. I don't know. We'll
Gotta
see
try.
when the
Yeah, I
time
gotta
comes. We'll
try.
see. We'll see. It's funny you should mention Orange. So Orange, you said paving the way for you. When you say that, are you meaning like gimmick wrestlers?
Uh I don't even like and I'm not trying to sound like a way. Like I don't believe in like gimmick wrestlers in that sense. I think it's just wrestlers like there's characters. Everybody's a character. Like every wrestler has a character. Every wrestler is a certain way, the same way like, people have different personalities, like
Mm-hmm.
I still step in the ring. I'm still a wrestler, and I still wrestle. I still do. I just I love video games and I love it so much that I bring it with me into the ring, literally and figuratively. My wrestling style when the switch does go down and is based off video games. My offense is based off video games. I emulate video games in almost everything I do, from my gear to my music to my everything. And I think he committed so much to who he is, where he's just like, hey man, whatever, don't really
Whatever.
care. I'm just hanging out. I'm just vibing, man. You're mad. You're up in my face. Whatever. And
Right.
it's just because it speaks to just being true to yourself, man. And I think there's something really cool to that. I think there's really something cool to committing to who you are, because sure, he's an amazing wrestler. Like objectively, like he's just amazing. Like he can do things in the rings at such a crazy speed and those gear changes. But like to me, I think the fun is that like you don't know when you're gonna get that. Like maybe you mush him in the face and he doesn't care, but then he just pops up to life and he starts trying and he's boop 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 boop, just turns around, satellite DDT, boom, you're spiked on your head. And you're just like, what the heck? That guy wasn't wrestling like 5 seconds ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I think his kip ups are fun. I love watching Orange Cassidy do all the kip ups. People can talk smack. Dude, if it's like wrestling entertainment, it's wrestling entertainment. Like, come on. Come on.
Yeah, if
Let's
it
just
makes you happy, if it brings happiness to people,
right.
if it makes you feel something, then that's what matters. Because I've seen a lot of greasy, oily people and huge in trunks, black trunks with no personality, wrestle and beat the tar out of each other. And it's like, all right, it's not that entertaining to me, but I mean, I guess it's wrestling, right? Like, no, I mean, to me, it's like whatever makes you feel something, whatever elicits a reaction, whatever tells a story to you that like you can understand. Like, for me, it's like my favorite thing is people understand my story really easily. People who aren't necessarily wrestling fans are like, oh, that kid really can't put down that darn switch.
Yeah.
He's really hooked on it. It's a relatable thing. And then you see me wrestle, you see kind of what I can do with it. And then, someone takes it away or someone tries to take it away. And now there's this animosity where it's like, hey man, like this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm about. This is a $300 console. Like,
Mm.
you don't mess with another man's switch. You don't mess with another man's system. So
Mm.
then, you start going at it, and now there's a reason for that. And
Right.
like that,
Right.
there's motivation. I treat everything like a game. Once I step in that ring, man, I'm trying to level up. I'm trying to power up. I'm trying
Mm.
to be the top of the leaderboard, get a new high
Mm.
score, all the things. Like I treat wrestling how I treat video games, and yes, it's very, very serious to me.
Yes, yes. And I watched your workout video. That was so fun with you doing the dumbbells, but who knew you had an extra set of hands? I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's just when you're really in the zone, man. You gotta game, but you also gotta curl.
Yeah.
Multitasking.
Yeah. Another guy I'd like to see you wrestle is I think he might be in your area, Luigi Primo.
Luigi Primo. I don't know if he's in my area, but I know he's been up here a little bit. He's been traveling all around.
Yeah.
I know after Chicago, a lot of people have been saying they really want to see us wrestle.
Yes.
Some people say they want us to team up together. I mean, why not both? Like, I mean,
Either or. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I just really hope. I keep seeing these clips of him with the dough and stuff like that, but I want to see the marinara sauce. I want to see the cheese. Like, I want it to be like a matchup where, like, by the end of it, I finish my game, I beat my game, and he's finished making his pizza, and then
Yes.
and then maybe I give him a turn, maybe I get a slice of pizza. I don't know. Hopefully, there's a happy ending like that at the end.
That'd be great. Yes. Yes.